What's up, prospectors? Dig Daddy out here in the shed, bringing you some backyard prospecting, and today we're going to be checking out some dirt from Goldbay. So stick around, and let's find us some gold.
Shed in the back, old dreams in the dark. Dig Daddy's out there with a fire in his heart. Paydirt on the table, sifting through the night. Glitter in his eyes, everything feels right. Fingers in the mud, buckets full of promise, gold in the blood. Gear on the bench, tools of a trade, hustling through the silence, riches to be made. Dig Daddy digging deep into the vein.
All right, folks, just like the man said, we got some Paydirt from Goldbay. We cast our auction, put our bid, and actually we didn't bid nothing. We just went to the site and bought it, or I did. And this is what we got. We got a bag of dirt. Now I'll go ahead and throw up the description for you guys so we can just get straight to it. $69 is what this costs. Nice. And it's called the Motherlode Hardrock Unsearched Paydirt with gold added. And what we got here is the exclusive Hardrock Paydirt straight from the vein. Hey there, gold lovers. If you've been watching my latest mining videos, you've seen the insane gold I've been pulling straight out of Hardrock. Real in-place gold from the vein itself, using metal detectors and all sorts of good stuff. Skippity, skippity, skip. It's not your average Paydirt salted dirt. It's the real deal. It's the real hard rock vein material, natural gold, exactly as it comes out of the ground. And to make the experience even better, he's adding 10 and 6 mesh placer nuggets, so you'll easily know which veins came naturally, what came naturally from the vein. Everything else, fines, quartz, chunky rock, 100% unsearched and untouched. Each bag weighs about 3 pounds, and the more you order, the greater odds you get of getting a natural hard rock piece. Every bag contains at least a quarter gram of placer that he personally adds. Everything else is straight from the vein. Truly limited edition. He does it when he gets a pocket. When it's gone, it's gone. So, if you like what you wind up seeing here, you better run to the site and pick it up, because once it's done, he's done. Then it's just back to the normal stuff. All right. Then he's got a video that links out to it. Yada, yada, yada. Some pictures of what I might find. If you're a Comingo chat member, you get 10% off and win free bags. I don't know what Comingo, it's like a chat app. So go check that out if you want. Yeah, $69, nice, is what it cost me, plus a little bit of shipping. So there we go. Looks good and looks fun. Let's see, shipping was $10.95, so flat rate. And then taxes, of course, brought it to about 88 bucks total for me. But $69 is what the bag is priced at. Everything else went to the man. So, let's bust this bag open, take a look at what the package looks like, and then see what the dirt looks like. And then we're going to find us some gold. So don't go anywhere. Let's go hit the bench. Bam! Bag's on the bench. Bag's on the bench. Comes to us in the USPS flat rate package, as to be expected. Now, we're going to have to figure out a way to get in that. Magic. Miner's Claw 4.0. It's really just a fucking thing. Still got the old Miner's Claw. Oh, it just cut off my finger. God damn it. In the bag, we got our invoice, our packing slip. Oh, what's this? Hardrock Paydirt processing instructions. Oh, damn. All right. How to process. Blah, 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 blah. Inspect every rock. Pan carefully. Use your metal detector or pinpointer before tossing the large rocks. Okay, we can do that. Clean, dry, and inspect again. Pro tip. Don't crush it. more. Meow, 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 meow. Every bag contains a 1/4 gram. So it's basically saying, if you didn't read that, don't just crush it up because things have value if they're intact, if you get a big chunk of gold. But we'll see what happens there. Otherwise, go slow, and maybe we might even get to use our pinpointer today. Second layer bagging. And here we are. Now this is gonna be a mess. Look at that. Dusty red clay all day. So, man, I guess I'm due to fresh water anyways. All right, so that's what it looks like. Now I'm gonna classify this out and separate the big stuff so we can hit it with a pinpointer, and then we'll be able to run everything else down the sluice. All right, let's get to it.
Digging through the dust in the dying sun, broken hands still working till the day is done. Quartz glimmers faint, veins running deep, gold whispers secrets that the earth won't keep. Chasing that shimmer I'll never tame. Every shovel by.
All right, welcome back. We got everything all classified out now, and we're just about ready to run it. We'll take a quick look at the different materials that we have here. First, we're going to start off with a 1/4 inch and above 1/4 inch. Now this is where the most of the potential is for big chunky gold. I'm gonna have to wash it off a little bit so we can actually see what's going on here. Take a visual of these rocks. And then he suggests to run a pinpointer or a metal detector over it, and I'm thinking we might just do that. I don't know if I have a decent sized plastic tray out here to spread it out, but we'll figure something out here. Obviously, we can't use a metal tray. That would be, well, dumb. But, yeah, we'll make something happen here. We'll get this wet here in just a minute to clean it up, and then we'll be able to see what we're actually working with. Next down, we got our +10. There's a good amount of material. Now, there was a total of 3 pounds of overall material, so there's a good spread going here. The +10 goes above that first riffle, almost all the way to the second riffle here in the blue pan. So a nice amount of material there. We'll hit it with the magnet. I don't expect really to see a whole lot of magnetics here, but we'll see what the Hardrock had in it. Yeah, nothing there, but a decent amount of dirt. Same thing though with the bigger stuff. We're gonna get this wet, take a peek at it, maybe hit it with a pinpointer, see if there's anything, but we are gonna run this down the sluice, so hopefully any big chunks of gold will get caught up for us, and we'll be able to see them all nice like. All right. Next down, we have the +20. A little less material here. Doesn't go quite up to the halfway mark on the first riffle. Nice coffee, instant coffee looking material right here. No magnetics, little itty bitty bit, like a rock. And can't reproduce that. Oh, there they are. Found those 2 exact rocks again. So magnetics are basically non-existent here. That should make that part easy. The plus 40, as we go down, we actually get less and less material, or it just feels lighter. There you go. Almost to the halfway of that first riffle. Magnetics again, nada. Just going to put the magnet away. There's really no point. But there's that material. Now all of this has a very coffee ground look, which usually means it's going to be heavy in clay. Looking at the sub 40, I'm pretty much convinced that if it isn't a hard rock, it's clay. Powderized throughout the ages. And that's what we're looking at the sub 40. There's actually a little bit more material here than in the plus 40, which is also kind of expected. All right, let's hit it. Let's hit it once before we quit it. And again, no magnetics in this material. So, hard rock, not a lot of mix of stuff that wasn't the rock and the clay that held it all together. So there we go. Next step is to get everything wet. Well, that's all soaking. We'll take a look at the 1/4 inch stuff. We'll take a close look at that. And because that's obviously not going to be going down any sluice. And yeah, we'll go from there. See what we got. All right, let's do this. All right. We got this dirt all wetted up and we are ready to run. So I think it comes down to let's just get it done. We got a lot of dirt to go through, 3 pounds of material, and maybe some hidden gold. So I'm going to fire up some tunes for you guys and fire up some tunes for me. And we'll be right back when we got everything all run down the sluice and we got some gold in our hands. All right, let's do it.
Like a fight, darkness creeping closer with the fading light. Rock and rubble, they cut me raw, but I see the shine breaking nature's law. It's there, buried under despair. Gold in the vein, calling my name. It's not just dirt, it's the fire and the flame. Gold in the vein, screaming my name. I'm chasing that shimmer I'll never take.
All right, welcome back. We got this dirt all run. And the cool things out here. You don't just want to toss any old rock. You want to look at everything that stayed behind because you never know. All right, put that to the side. It's going to be a little bit more remaining cons than I usually have, it looks like. So.
Dreams of riches buried in stone. This mountain feels alive, I'm never alone. Quartz and gold, they sing to me, a haunting hymn of eternity.
All right, there you go. There's your gold, baby. Looks about right. Looks about 1/4 gram, maybe a little bit over. The scale will let us know ultimately what's what, but there you go. Some nice chunky chunks, a couple little itty bitties in there as well. Of course, I'm going to go back over this, and I still need to go through the larger pieces with a fine-tuned tooth comb, and really take a look at what they look like, just to make sure there's no big chunks of hard rock gold sitting in there, maybe going to get away. In addition to all that, I do also plan, well, anyways, we'll talk about that later. For now, look at that. We're going to snuffer it all up, pan this out, check it out, do the thing, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. All right, let's zoom out a little bit. Next thing I want to do is just kind of hit this with the pinpointer. Not looking like anything here. A couple of what I thought were hits were actually, you move it and the hit stops. That means it was just picking up the nail underneath on the bench. Yeah, nothing in here. That's the XP MI6 that we use. Good little device. I wish I had the XP, the big unit to go with it, to pair it up with, but I don't. They haven't sent me one of those yet. Whoa. You need to chill out there, homie. All right, well, so much for these rocks. Let's kick them. All right, we got our gold. Now let's go dry it up and see what we found. Don't go anywhere. All right, we're back. We got the Goldbay gold all dried up and ready to weigh out. Fire up that scale. Hello. All right, we're all zeroed out and ready to go. All right, and we're walking away today with 0.354. It'd be funny if it was 345, but 354 of a gram of gold. We're gonna lock it in right there. 0.354. Not bad. That's definitely more than was what was guaranteed. So, pretty good. I'll take a couple pictures of this gold so you can get up close and see what it looked like. And then we'll be right back with my final words and ROI. All right, so we just finished up that dirt, got our gold. You saw some pictures. It was pretty nice looking stuff. Let's talk about the dirt, and then we'll move on to the gold. I think this is a fairly unique kind of dirt, so it definitely worth some mention. This was the hard rock lode mine material that he's been finding some good gold in. And this is a special material that is what he's digging currently from his private reserve. The dirt itself was really, obviously it's all one kind of material mixed in with a bunch of dust and clay. Lots and lots of clay, hardpack clay. So keep that in mind. If you grab a bag of this, you're going to want to soak it, let it get all nice and wet, soaked in so the pieces start wanting to mush apart, and shake it. Shake the crap out of it so that the pieces will release each other and rub away and all of that. I definitely recommend classifying it. Wet classifying might be the way to go. And be ready for some milkshake, because this is some really, really clay heavy material. And it is going to muck up your water like nothing else. Like, this is like roaring camp kind of muck. So just be prepared for that. You're going to want to toss your water when you're done. You're not going to want to leave this in there. It's going to get all funky and stuff. If you have a recirculator, make sure you clean out after you're done with this stuff and maybe rinse out your tub. But overall, it was definitely some unique material, and that's always nice to see. There was a good spread of it in that 3 pounds of material. There was a good spread between the different classifications. The fact that it had me looking at the bigger pieces, hitting it with the metal detector, man, I never get to bring that thing out. So that was pretty awesome to finally have a reason to bring it out, knowing that there might be some good gold in the larger chunks. But overall, I had a really good time going through it. Definitely gave me a few hours of some really good time, and all that. So, and that's me. So if you're going to pan it out, it's going to stretch that out even further. So I definitely recommend go check it out just for that. Now, let's talk about the gold. The gold was all golden, looked beautiful. There was a couple chunks in there that looked like they might have a little bit of quartz on them, so maybe that was my hard rock. He says he added a 1/4 gram to it, so I got 1/10 of a gram more than that. So at least 1/10 of that is that hard rock. Or a 10, 1/3, whatever. Anyways, you figure out the math. I don't feel like doing math. But either way, beautiful gold, and I'm happy to have retrieved it. I was only expecting a 1/4 gram. That's what was guaranteed. So to pull out more than that was definitely a nice bonus. So, let's get to the numbers, and then we'll talk about it some more. I'll go ahead and put it up here. I paid $69 for the bag. There was some shipping. There was some tax. That's going to vary for you, okay? I don't hit the sellers for the shipping only because it goes to the postman. But the bag was $69. Nice. With some tax and some shipping, so I paid about $88 to get it to my door. I found 3.54 of a gram of gold, which is having a today value of $48.22, which gives us an ROI on this dirt of 69%. Nice. There you go. All right. So overall, it was a little bit on the low, it's on the average ROI, 70%, 69%. It was a special deal. That ROI is going to drop down a little bit more when you factor in the shipping. If you get some other stuff from them, it may be different. So that's why I don't usually look at that part of it. If you're in a different state, you might not need to pay the tax. So there you go. So figure out your final cost and then figure out what it would be for you. For me, 69% is a decent ROI. I had a good time going through it with some different dirt, not just the average river gravels that everybody's got. So that was nice to see. I think if I were to pick up another one, I'd want to get the bigger bag, because I'm sure the bigger bag is going to have a better return overall and a higher chance of getting some chunky, nice gold in it. But that one's a little bit pricier. You'll see that on the site when you're digging around, so go check that out. I'll leave a link down below to this bag, and you can figure out what do you want to do. But overall, I had a pretty good time going through it, and I definitely don't feel bad for doing it. And I think I would have rather gotten the bigger bag, and because that would have just been that much better. So maybe I'm gonna have to go back and pick one of those up. We'll see. Either way, definitely had a good time. 69%, nice, is not a bad ROI for a nice fun afternoon of getting some pay dirt and having some fun. And making a mess, because it definitely left a pretty nice mess for me to clean up. But there you go. There you go. So go check it out. Link down below. He's got other stuff there as well. Some other bags that have a little bit higher guaranteed ROI. So go check that out if you want a little bit higher guarantee. But overall, always have a good time going through Goldbays Dirt. Dave does a good job keeping everybody happy. Or whoever is the man behind the curtain. I don't know anymore. But overall, good dirt. Check it out. Goldbay.com. Blah, 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 blah. Check me out. Backyardprospecting.com. Check out my prospector shop. I sell stuff from time to time. You'll check it out there. And otherwise, don't forget to tune in Monday nights, Pacific, 5 p.m. Backyard BSing in the shed. Where we BS here in the shed. There you go. So, that's all for this time. This is Dig Daddy signing out from the shed. If I don't see you out at the rivers, I will catch you in the backyard. Peace.